Hi, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com, and it is Thursday, February 21st, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, usually right around this time, right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not always at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but usually right in this neighborhood. Sometimes we're a little bit early, sometimes we're a little bit late. Just depends, but regardless, we are always here. So that's why I know we're available on YouTube Live, Facebook Live via our group and page, and on Twitter Periscope. But I always think the best place to watch us live is YouTube Live, and that's because if you subscribe to our channel, you get notified every time I go live. So this way you don't have to worry about if I'm a little early, if I'm a little late, any of those things. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you could hit that thumbs up, it is greatly appreciated. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks on this show every single day. And of course, when we say at least 3 free picks, that means we do more than 3 free picks. We do a bunch more, usually on most days, unless the schedule's light. Mondays, throughout the entire year, Monday is usually a light day. And we struggle with it, getting our 3 free picks. But, of course, we do them. I notice on YouTube, not too many people watching us, so I'm going to guess that the notifications didn't go out. But so we'll give everybody a couple minutes to try and join us, but it looks like a little bit of a light crowd today. One thing that happened over the past week, and you guys know today is Vermont Day, so we got University of Vermont against UMBC. Of course, UMBC is the team that beat Virginia last year in the NCAA tournament as a 16. The first 16 seed to ever beat a 1 was UMBC, and they're playing Vermont tonight. We're still on Vermont. Someone sent me this shirt. Super appreciated. Of course, the issue is it's yellow, and you guys have seen, I probably have done 11 years worth of videos. Never have worn a yellow shirt. Just a bad color for me. So I'm going to probably send this back to the Vermont bookstore, see if they can get me the green version, and then this way the money won't go to waste that somebody spent to send me this shirt. But I certainly appreciate it. Just mustard yellow, not a color on my palette. Not a good color for me. I even tried it on to see if I could just do it for the show or the video or something. It was not good. I mean, so everyone has a color that they look really bad in and really good in. Red is one of my good colors. Yellow, my really bad color. But anyways, hopefully you guys signed up for those notifications on the YouTube channel, and you got notified last night when I went live at halftime of the North Carolina Duke game, or Duke, North Carolina. Gave out 2 picks during the halftime last night. One of them was North Carolina plus 6.5 for the second half. And that was a pretty easy win. But the one that I really loved, and I said to you guys I loved it, and I'll tell you, if I gave out premium halftime picks, that would have been one, was Marquette second half against Butler. Marquette had played horrible in the first half, reeled them into just 1-point deficit at that. In the second half, they just bombed them. In the last minute, it got a little dicey, whatever. I mean, it always does in college hoops when you're laying, a big number. I mean, the second half line was never in question in the second half, but I mean, the actual game line was in question. But that second half, it was Marquette -5. And they were down by 1 at the half, so all they had to do was win by 4. They were winning by 15 most of the second half, 10, 15 points. So I was going to have a Nike with me today, and we could go over the construction of the shoe. Decided to go against it. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow when there's a little bit lighter of a schedule. But anyways, hopefully you guys did cash in on that UNC and Marquette for those halftime picks. And that, like I always say, is the advantage of the YouTube Live, is that you get those notifications. If you happen to be in the Facebook group, you got notified. I believe the Facebook page notifies you, but I don't take questions on the Facebook page on Free For All Saturdays, where it's all the questions and all the games come from you guys. So I only take the questions from the Facebook group and from YouTube Live. But anyways, do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bets always over at SportsChatExperts.com and SportsChatPlace.com Premium Plus. Just wondering if people on YouTube Live got the notifications. It doesn't look like it because we have a super small crowd, but doesn't matter. We'll continue on with the show. We're 5 minutes in. We usually, those of you that don't watch the show often, you know that I usually stall these first 5 minutes, and that's just to give everybody a chance to join the show. And it looks like I said today, to me, is that the YouTube notifications didn't go out. Oops, Tim saying he got the notification, and Richard saying he got the notification. So maybe people just don't want to tune in, and that's okay too. But anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube Live or Facebook, if you could hit the thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Let's go to the NBA, back in action. Man, we missed the NBA, that's for sure. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Phoenix Suns, and these are two crap-o teams. I'll tell you, the Suns I really thought were headed in the right direction, but they can't win anything. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers, 3-7 in their last 10 before the break, but only 12 wins on the season. Of course, they've been terrible at home. And, the Suns, they look tired headed into the break, but know that Henson, Thompson, both still out for Cleveland, while Melton's probable and Warren is out for the Suns. I got to say that we're getting a point here with the Cavaliers. These are two really bad teams. It's not something where I'm going to put the farm on it, that's for sure. I probably won't even bet this game. I struggled even getting premium picks out today. But I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers plus the 1 point at home. And that'll be our first pick of today's show. Of course, you can always get my best bets over at sportschatexperts.com, where it's best bets from myself and some of the other top handicappers in the world today. If you look right here, it says use this code right here, NBA25. You'll get 25% off all of your purchases today at sportschatexperts.com, all the way from the consensus report, which is our lowest priced item over at sportschatexperts.com. And, of course, you can use it all the way up to our multi-capper yearly packages. But you guys can see also my house still under construction in the back bedroom. They were working on the ceiling in the back bedroom, and it rained here for an entire day. So now we have a flood in the back room. We have water damage back there. Not good when you have an open roof. They were working on the gutter draining from the roof, and all of a sudden, no one even saw the forecast, and I mean it rained torrential for a day. But so a little bit of a construction site. That's why the camera is at this angle, and you kind of see my desk. Those of you that joined us late, one of our readers sent me the Vermont shirt. Of course, we took Vermont today against UMBC. It's a given. The reason why I'm not wearing it, yellow, not my color. I'm going to try and send this back, get a green one, so at least I have it for March Madness, because we know the Catamounts, they're going to be in the tournament. If they're not, they'll be in the NIT if something happens and they don't win their conference tournament. But we take Vermont every single time. We lay the points. And that's what we've been doing all season long. It's an automatic. But anyway, let's get to another free pick here. We'll stick to the NBA. We went with the earliest game on the board. Now we'll go to the latest game on the board, where we got the Houston Rockets taking on the Lakers. Lakers getting 3.5 at home in this one, but when they headed into the All-Star break, they were not playing well. Meanwhile, the Rockets had lost 2 of their last 3 headed in at Minnesota, at home against OKC with losses, but they were actually tearing it up on the road at Sacktown, at Phoenix, at Utah. So the Utah win was a nice one. Utah, one of the hotter teams over the last month or so before we headed into the All-Star break. When we look at the Lakers, they had lost 4 of their last 5 heading in. Their last 6 games, I believe it was, were all on the road. But one of those road games was the Clippers, which, I don't know. It's tough to count those as road games. I think what we have here is that despite Houston being seen as an up and down the court type team and an offensive team and all of that kind of good stuff, they actually play the better defense of these two teams. And I like Houston in this one. I think that they're getting healthy. Capella should be back in there, and he was a big piece that has been missing from that Houston lineup. And Houston, they've been injured all season long. and they're getting healthy again. And we knew that once they get healthy again, they're going to be one of the top teams in the entire NBA. They have the best player. I mean, well, two of the best players are going at it here, with LeBron going up against James Harden. But with Capella back in for the Rockets, this is a different team. So we're going to take the Rockets here and lay the 3 points. That's our third pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bets are always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. If you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you could hit the thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Hopefully, everyone has those notifications to subscribe to our YouTube channel and clicks on those notifications, because if you do that, you get notified when I go live. And I don't always go live just at our scheduled time. I'm always live every single day, and that's usually at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I make a special announcement and say, we're not doing it at 11 today, I'm traveling. It's usually when I'm traveling, right, is when we do the special times, but usually it's like 10:30, 11, 11:30. It's in that time frame, within that hour, but nights like last night, when we have a big game, and I'm watching all the games, and I see something, I'll go on live just at halftime, and we did it last night at halftime. Duke, North Carolina, gave out 2 winners, and one of them was basically, both of them were games that I had premium picks on to begin with, but one of them, that Marquette game, was as strong as any premium pick and any pick I've ever given out. And I think I was pretty emphatic about it on the video, saying that I loved it. It wasn't like, oh, it's just a free pick, like a lot of these picks are. It's like my best bets are at the premium area. I don't give in-game premium picks, so it doesn't mean they're not as strong. But that Marquette game, it was Marquette -5 for the second half. They were trailing by 1 at halftime. They won by 10 or more. I don't know what the final score was, but they were up by 15 most of the way. So we were well within the cover zone. Anyways, a lot of college hoops tonight, but not a lot of games I love. I'll tell you that much. This is what you call a brutally tough college basketball schedule. Let's go to Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati, where the Bearcats are taking on Central Florida. I say it all the time. Mick Cronin will coach his way out of a cover more than any other coach in college basketball. He could be the worst coach of a good team in the entire nation. I mean, that's how bad he is. We saw it early in the season where it just head-scratching moves. But Central Florida, this is a good team, but what we've seen from Central Florida, and I'm not going to take anything away from them, except I am going to say this, is that it seems they're always home. I mean, this is one of those teams that seems like every time I watch them on TV, which is almost all their games, it seems they're almost always home. Yeah, we're not going to beg Richard for guys to hit the like button and anything else. That's not our thing. We don't beg, we don't demand, we don't do anything. We ask for it, and we're going to have some giveaways coming up, and people that don't hit the like button, don't subscribe to our channels, aren't part of our Facebook group, all that stuff. And those are the ones that always want the free swag, and they won't be getting any unless they do these things. So we know how to do it. We just incentivize people, and if they want free stuff, then they have to it should take about a half second out of your day to hit subscribe and the like button. Because you only have to hit the subscribe once ever, and then to hit the like button takes, I don't know, how long does it take? Here, I'll click the mouse and see how long it takes. Mark Gatecko, done. All right, so I don't know. That's how long it takes. But anyways, I'm going to take Cincinnati here. I got to say, I hate Mick Cronin. I hate having money on Mick Cronin. This is why I can't give this game as a premium pick. I just think that Central Florida is a good team. I just think there are holes there. And I think Cincinnati, this is a perennial tournament team. A team that's in the tournament every single year. Of course, last year they blew a 35-point lead in the NCAA tournament against Nevada. But, that's Mick Cronin at his best. But I think what we see here is that we take the Bearcats here and we lay the 8 points. But anyways, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bets always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus. When I say at least 3 free picks, I mean, when's the last time we only gave out 3 picks? It's like when there's course, maybe when there was a super light schedule, like on a Monday or something, or on a Friday. I mean, those are the days most likely we're not going to have a lot of picks. But most of the time we are. Sometimes holidays, things like that. Even then we end up giving out the picks. So we have Eastern Illinois taking on Belmont. Belmont laying 16.5 points in this thing. I don't know. Eastern Illinois just 14-13 on the season, but 9-3 against the number on the road, but 5-8 straight up. Meanwhile, Belmont 11-1 at home this season, but just 6-5 against the number. I know Eastern Illinois just 6-4 against the number in the last 10, which is still winning, but Belmont 7-3, only a game better. A game better. 16.5. I gotta take Eastern Illinois here. I know they don't win a lot of games, but I tell you what I like better than teams that win a lot of games. That's teams that cover a lot, and I love teams that cover a lot, especially bad teams that cover. And I wouldn't even say Eastern Illinois is a bad team. I'm going to say that they're not bad. They're just not, not great. But they do have a winning record. But we're going to take Eastern Illinois. We're getting 16.5 points in this thing. That's our fifth pick for today's show. Is that crazy that Nike shares are dropping? I don't know. I'm not a stock analyst. I would just say that when you see the best player in the country, the guy who's projected to be the number one NBA pick, when you see him writhing on the floor in pain with his foot going through his shoe, and then Mike Krzyzewski, the most popular coach in the country, standing up and with his jaw dropping, and then Barack Obama, the most popular president in U.S. history, and probably the most popular person in the United States and possibly in the world, point like this and say, his shoe broke, it's really bad for business. Really bad for business. It's gotta be. His shoe broke. That's my favorite video today, is that Obama, his shoe broke. And, it just can't be good for business, because you got to figure that the other people are going to, I do like that the Nikes are made with corn syrup. I don't even understand the whole corn syrup thing. I'll tell you guys, I don't say anything like this generally on the show, but I generally eat a whole grain, plant-based diet. I will eat fish. I do eat chicken. I go with the flow if I'm out or do whatever. But generally here at home, I eat a whole grain plant-based diet. So I don't even know what corn syrup is. I don't even understand how that stuff works. But anyways, let's get to another free pick here. We'll do SMU taking on UConn. I thought this was a pretty interesting one. UConn 3-3 on the road this season against the number, while SMU just 6-9. Here's where we got to look at this thing, right? Here's just what draws me into this game. Here's what draws me in here. UConn 8-2 against the number in their last 10, while SMU just 2-7 against the number. The action on this game is split right down the middle, 50-50, which is pretty interesting. Meanwhile, UConn 8-2 against the spread in their last 10, but straight up 5-5, right? Or 4-6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4-6. Meanwhile, SMU has lost 8 of their last 10 straight up. And meanwhile, they're favored here by 6.5 points. I don't think so. I'm going to take the 6.5. I'm going to take the UConn Huskies. I gotta say, I've been reading my YouTube comments more than ever recently, and some people leave them after the show is over. Some real interesting shit, as they say. I was gonna say stuff, but I caught myself and said some real interesting shit, because that really is what it is. Cool. So everyone's saying they got their YouTube notifications, and yeah, we have a good crowd over there. So everyone who's watching on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere you're watching, if you could hit that thumbs up, super appreciated. Not mandatory. Not going to hold you hostage about it. None of those things. If you're watching us on our Facebook page, that's the Sports Chat Place page, you want to get involved in our group. If you have questions, any of that stuff, all the questions that I take are from our YouTube channel and from our Facebook group. So you want to join. If for some reason you've been kicked out of our Facebook group, well then the thing to do is to contact me, Mitch@sportschatplace.com. I would say I've been contacted by people who have been thrown out of our Facebook group 100 times. We'll say 100. I'd say I'd let 98 of those people back in the group. Just, now when you remove people from the group or remove a post, you can leave a note and you can say why that happened. And I think that's a really, really good thing in the Facebook group, because some of these things, it's just a misunderstanding. And some people, they take it personally that their post was removed. But now they'll know exactly why that happened. Avoid any confusion. But anyways, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Oliver Page says, I'm on all of your channels and I'm also one of them, meaning that he was probably kicked out of one of the groups, sent me an email and I let him back in. Or on Facebook or YouTube, kicked off his comments. It happens all the time. And a lot of these guys, I can tell you, a lot of them are the guys that you guys see the comments all the time. The more active comment, the more likely you are to break a rule. It's just the way that it is. But it's, this way, at least we're all on the same page. And most of the rules were made by the members of the group. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Anyways, let's get back to some more picks. I have a call in 9 minutes. And it's actually about social media. I mean, how long have we been trying to do this to get a social media person? The things that I'm trying to do for these is to get better graphics on the screen and more of a different production like you see some of the other guys doing. And so I could show the picks and we could recap the picks and people can, so people have all that stuff. Also easier to subscribe, easier to do all those things because we're going to be running all those promotions, giving away stuff. And I want to make sure that everybody understands in very, very easy terms how to subscribe to these things, what that means, as far as oh, I did subscribe, I watch it. No, you have to hit this button. It has to say this, and then you're subscribed. I want to be able to show you guys, make it crystal super clear. And if you don't get it at that point, there's nothing I can do to help you. Let's do one more game. Let's just pick a random one. I don't know what the hell. We did this one last weekend for our half of the Parlay Profits pick with Craig Trapp at Picks and Parlays. And Murray State up against Tennessee Martin. Murray State is pretty good. Morant is a great player. The Racers are off and running, laying a big number here. They have not been covering the really big numbers, 15, 13 and a half. The last time they covered a double digit, they covered 16, and that was against Tennessee State. They also covered 12 and a half, but that was a while ago against Eastern Illinois. Meanwhile, when we look at Tennessee Martin, they've covered 7 games in a row. I know this is a big number for a reason, but when we look at the Belmont game, they were getting 18 points in that game, and they lost by 15. So when is a 15-point loss good? When we have 18 points on the other side. I've been on Murray State a lot this season. I like them a bunch. Murray State blew out UTM in the first meeting, 98-77. They beat them by 21 points. I think this game's a little bit closer. I think that, everyone has saw what Murray State did this weekend. The books know this. Everybody knows it. 32% of the public on Tennessee Martin in this game, yet the line has dropped 1.5 points. I'm taking Tennessee Martin plus the 14.5, and that'll be our last pick for today's show. Just to recap, we took the Vermont Catamounts, minus the points against UMBC. We're a little leery on this one because UMBC is the team that beat Virginia last year as the 16 seed, the first 16 to ever beat a 1. But, hey, it's our Vermont Catamounts. We took the Cleveland Cavaliers +1, the Rockets -3, Cincinnati Bearcats -8, still hate Mick Cronin, Eastern Illinois +16.5, UConn +6.5, Tennessee Martin +14.5. I think we could get 15 if we really hunt it down. Barack Obama says his shoe broke. And that's pretty much it. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Use that code NBA25. It's here. Use this code. Get 25% off all of your purchases today at sportschatexperts.com. I know yesterday a lot of people had a tough time in college hoops. I was 5-1 with my premium picks. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Subscribe to that YouTube channel so you get those notifications in case I feel like going live during one of these NBA games tonight. Have a great day, everyone. Can't wait to see you tomorrow and do another show.